Hi, my wonderful boys and girls in my Caterpillar camp. How are you guys doing? I know you've been working so super hard on your work. Let's dive in. Today's day 10, and we are working in our books on lesson 16 and 17. The materials you are going to need for today is your workspace book. That is all you will need for today's lesson. You're going to watch me with the 100 pocket chart, and then you're going to do some work in this workspace book, and also get a little bit into your digital lesson in your games. So part 1 of our video is going to work through the pages in here, and part 2, I'm going to show you how to play a new game. Are you excited? Let's get started. Our learning goal for today is to add 10. We are continuing to solve word problems with 2 add-ins that have sums up to 99. And we're doing this by calculating the sums of these numbers and writing digits as 10s and 1s. So today we're going to solve problems where you add 10 more. I have a problem frame here on the board. Remember, I use our problem frames just to kind of set up our minds and visualize what we're going to start thinking about. Today's problem frame. I collected blank pebbles. Pebbles are just little tiny rocks or stones. Some people like to collect them. Do you collect anything? Teddy bears, coins. Well, this person collects pebbles. So I collected some pebbles. Then I collected blank more. How many total pebbles did I collect? Okay, so are we visualizing? I'm collecting something, and then I take some more, and I need to figure out how many in all. So I'm combining these 2 groups, right? Okay, so we have 3 pairs of numbers. First, we are going to work with the numbers 20 and 10 as our add-ins. So read this problem aloud with me as I plug in our numbers. I collected 20 pebbles. Then I collected 10 more. How many total pebbles did I collect? Okay. You thinking about this? Okay, we were using our 100 frame in our last couple of videos. This was our 100 frame. We could do this by putting 20 or 2 10s in our 100 frame and 10 more. I can count out 10 more tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But I also know that I could have just put a row of 10 because I only needed 10 more. Okay, but we want to use something different today. I know you've been using the 100 frame and you are mastering it. We went from starting with a 10 frame to going to the 100 frame. Now we're going to use this pocket chart. This is a 100 chart, and it shows all of our numbers 1 to 100 and what they look like when you're writing them out. So I collected 20 pebbles. On my 100 chart, I'm going to go to the number 20, which is here, because this is my starting point. So I'm going to flip that over. So we know we are starting at 20. Then I collected 10 more. We are starting at 20. Let's count 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And since I've ended here, I'm going to flip that card over. So how many pebbles did I collect? This was my starting point. I counted 10 more, and I end at 30. Excellent. So I have 30 pebbles in all. Notice something. Notice that the sum is the first number that we've come to after we've counted our numbers. The first number we can come to after our starting point. There's another way that we can add 20 plus 10. We could use our tens and ones. Okay? We have 2 tens leading up to 20. If we add one more row of 10, we are now at 30. Okay. So 20 is the same as 2 tens. We know this by our 100 chart. We also know that by our 100 frame. And when we look at this number, we see 2 tens and 0 ones. So we know that 20 is the same as 2 tens. 2 tens plus, how many tens are in the number 10? 1. Excellent. So 2 tens plus 1 10 equals 3 tens. Two tens plus 1 10 equals 3 tens. So we know that 3 tens is how much? Good. What number is 3 tens? 3 tens is the same as 30. Let's try our second problem. I'm going to use the numbers 28 and 10. I'm going to replace this 20 and replace this. Okay, I collected 28 pebbles this time. Oops, let's flip our cards back over so we do not mix those numbers. Okay, I collected 28 pebbles, then I collected 10 more. How many total pebbles did I collect? Think about it. How would you solve this problem? 28 and 10 more. Are you thinking, let's start with our pocket chart? And what number are we going to start on? Excellent. Let's start at 28. So we'll work our way until we find 28, which is our starting point. Okay. And then we collected 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So how many pebbles did we collect? 38. So 28 plus 10 equals 38. Is there another way we could find our answer? Maybe without using our chart? Yes, we can split our numbers into tens and ones. So first, let's split our 28. How many tens do we have? Great, 2 tens plus how many ones? 8 ones. 2 tens plus 8 ones is the same as 28. Okay, then we want to add our 10. And we know that in this, there's only 1 10. So let's take our 28, or our 2 tens, I'm sorry, plus 1 more 10, and we get 3 tens. But we still have our 8 ones. So let's add our 8 ones to that. 3 tens and 8 ones. 8 ones. Excellent, boys and girls. 38. 3 tens plus 8 ones is 38. So 28 plus 10 is 38. This is breaking down the numbers. We're breaking them down mentally. I know this seems like a lot right now in the beginning because we're learning how do we break these numbers up into tens and ones. But the more we do it and the more we practice, the better we get. Let's try 34 plus 10. I'm going to replace these numbers. Okay. Think about how we can add a 10 on the 100 chart without counting one by one. You thinking about it? Well, we know we need to start at 34. I'm going to flip over 34. Our problem is 34 plus 10 equals an amount. We don't know how much it equals yet. If I start at 34, I could just count all the way up to 10, counting by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But we could also go back to breaking down our numbers into tens and ones. I know that I have 3 tens and 4 ones in the number 34. 34 is the same as 3 tens plus 4 ones. If I'm adding this, and I'm adding a 10 to this because in the number 10, I only have 1 10. There are no ones. So I'm going to add one more 10 here. Oops. Mr. Ball is writing quicker than I'm thinking. 3 tens plus 1 more 10. And we're not adding any more ones, so we're just going to keep our 4 ones. Okay? And so we know that 3 tens and 1 10 is 4 tens. And plus our 4 ones equals 44. Oops, can you see that? Here we go. Okay, so we just split our numbers. We know that we have 3 tens and 4 ones. And when we add one more 10, 3 tens plus 1 10 makes 4 tens. And we have 4 ones and we have 0 ones here. So we're leaving our 4 ones and this equals 44. Going back to our 100 chart, if we started here at 34 and we added a 10, we ended at 44. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you see, boys and girls, we took the 1 10, or we added 1 10, but our ones stayed the same. Okay. Turn to page 25 in your workspace book and take a look. The directions have a problem very similar to this. I collected 31 pebbles, then collected 10 more. How many total pebbles did I collect? You're going to work through your word problem using the same steps that we used here, and then solving for your final answer. You will be working through workspace page 25, but before that, I want to teach you guys a game. I know this was a lot. So let's pause, and we're going to go into our digital tools to our Learning Pathways game. And as you do that, I will get mine set up, and then we'll work on workspace page 25 at the end so that you can share that with your teacher. Okay, so second part of our video, you're going to play Learning Pathways to 100. This game is going to be played in your digital tools, but you'll also turn in your workspace book to page 26 and 27. 26 gives you the directions for the game, and I'm also going to go over them now. And 27 is where you're going to record or write your answers and show your work. So I'm going to go into my digital tools. And this is what your screen should look like when you log in and click do the math. Welcome, and this is Alex's, but yours will say welcome and your name. You're going to click on games, and you see here we've got all of our games. Some we've played already, 7 Up. The spillover game we've also played. We are playing Pathways to 100. So we'll click on Pathways to 100. And you see we have a 100 chart. We have a dice. The arrow back, which helps us if we need to stop and go back, or the recycle button, or the recycle bin if we make an error. You'll also need, again, your workspace book because you're going to be recording your answers. So the way this game works is we all start at 1. See, 1 is blued out. Then we're going to roll the orange dice, and I got a 10. So I'm going to add 10 to the number 1. So on the side here or in my workspace book, I'm going to write on page 27 where it says equation at the bottom. In one of those boxes, I'm going to write 1 plus 10 because I started at the number 1 and I've added 10. And using the strategies that we worked on, either the pocket chart, counting on, or splitting 10s and 1s, I know that 1 plus 10 equals 11. So I'm going to click on 11. Oops. Actually, I'm going to, there we go. Click on 11. And so I know 1 plus 10 is 11. Now, if I'm playing with a partner, it's my partner's turn. But if I'm not playing with a partner, that's okay. I'm going to roll the dice again. Okay, and I have 1. So I'm going to start at 11. My new equation is 11 plus 1. And if I know if 11, counting on, plus 1 more is 12. Okay, so now I have my 12 shaded in. What are we going to do? Correct. Roll the dice again. And I have another 1. So 12 plus 1 is 13. Okay. Roll again. 10. So if I'm at 13, my new equation is 13 plus 10. I can count forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I land on 23. But I can also use my strategies of, I know that 13 is made of 1 10 and 3 1s, and I'm adding 1 more 10 to that, so I'm at 13. I'm 23. What are we going to do again? Excellent. Roll the dice, or pass to our partner who's going to take their turn. I've got plus 10 again, so 23 plus 10. Again, I can count forward 10 spaces, but I also know that if I have 2 10s and 3 1s, if I add 1 more 10 to that, I am at 33. Let's try 1 more. Roll our dice. And we landed at 10 again. Our new equation, 33 plus 10, you guessed it. And 33 plus 10, I can either add up to 10 or add 1 more 10 to my 3 10s, and I'm at 43. The object of the game is to get to 100. You are on a pathway to 100. You're either adding 1s or 10s to get as far as you can until you get to 100. Writing your equation at the bottom is helpful because that's how you're going to keep track of all of the equations you practice and add it on. If you are working with a partner, see who can get to 100 first. You're taking turns, so the first person to clear their path to 100 is the winner. Okay, boys and girls? So work on this game for a few moments. Make sure you're practicing your pathways to 100, and then when you're done, you're going to go back to what we mentioned in the first part of this video on page 25, where you are solving our word problems. I will see you tomorrow on day 11 for another adventure in our Caterpillar Camp. Bye.